Welcome to Energy with Jay Sikora. I'm Jay. Coming soon, we're going to talk about greenification, my opinion on America's energy future, and power plant excellence. We're also going to talk about the experts, who we are and what we can do. I've been in the power plant industry for over 35 years. I've worked in and on over 200 plants. In the power plant industry, I've been a watch supervisor, a foreman, a planner, a project manager, an engineer, an engineering manager, an ops manager, a maintenance manager, and a plant manager. In business, I've been the president and vice president of many companies. I've also been a COO and a CEO of a public company. Now, I'm the chairman of TheExperts, and this is my story. I'm luckier than most to have graduated from Ridgewood High School. Next, I graduated from New York Maritime, where I earned a degree in marine engineering with a nuclear power concentration. I also got a commission in the Naval Reserve and a U.S. Coast Guard license as an engineering officer in the American Merchant Marine. In the Merchant Marine, I sailed on oil tankers, research vessels, and tugboats. When I came ashore, I went to work for Con Ed in a division that did all of the power plant maintenance, major overhauls, and capital work. That group was called PGM. PGM was a 1,000-person field crew and a 500-person shop crew that made and did anything and everything the plants needed. In Con Ed, I became a turnaround expert for either projects that had gone bad or projects that were considered undoable from the get-go. Unfortunately, due to the deregulation of the power plant industry, Con Ed would be forced to sell their plants, so they had to downsize PGM in the mid-90s. I went to work for American Refuel. In American Refuel, I took my experience I got in Con Ed from turning around a project and used it to be able to turn around an entire plant. The last plant I did for American Refuel was particularly challenging because the lack of performance was people-driven, not equipment failure. I was concerned that I couldn't fix people problems. However, the team came together and we did it. What we did became the codification of what's now called power plant excellence. After American Refuel, I went to work for Helfrich Brothers, where we doubled the size of their 50-year-old, $8 million a year company in just 18 months. We did that by applying the management principles I had developed over the years to their business. After Helfrich Brothers, I started my own business, Jersey Boiler, that would eventually evolve into a public company, Viking Power Services. The goal of Viking Power Services was to offer turnkey outages to the power plant industry. Viking Power Services failed because I was naive about how to start a business from the ground up. I lost everything I had. I was 42 and had to start over. After Viking, I was left with nothing but my experience and the shame of my failure. I put my head down and I worked as a consultant to energy engineers in central plants. That would eventually become PIC Consulting. In 2010, during the final stages of construction, clean energy tragically exploded. The owners, while dealing with loss of loved ones, were also faced with liquidated damages of $240,000 a day. They asked us to join their team and help mitigate the damages. When all was said and done, we improved their commercial start date by 6 months, saving the owners over $40 million. After our experience in clean, and together with Malcolm Gladwell's 10,000-hour concept, we offered a service called the Outage Expert. As the Outage Expert, we come alongside a plant and help them do better outages. In 2013, we were asked to run a central plant. That was the birth of the Steam Expert. Working as either the Outage Expert or the Steam Expert, we often got asked to find someone to handle a particular equipment problem. That was the beginning of TheExperts. Realizing that owners of central plants and power plants have less and less outside resources, particularly considering greenification, we focused on developing the experts. As chairman of the experts, I'm privileged to be of service to owners of central plants and power plants and to work with the best in class in the industry in all disciplines.